All right, so who does the hello and welcome to the Kevin and Nash podcast?
Okay, we have officially started.
We have no, I was just discussing. All right, hello and welcome to the Kevin and Nash podcast. I'm Nash.
I'm Kevin, and today we're gonna talk about Ready Player One. But before we begin, Nash, what are you into right now?
Well, we are at that segment of the day where we say what we've done for the last 2 weeks since we last put up a podcast. So I actually recently finished like the base game of Witcher 3, and after the depression of getting the bad ending, I finally started playing the DLC. And the
Mhm.
DLC is pretty good, but it cannot fill the hole in my heart that my mistakes have made me have. Uh, that's the thing I hate about video games, especially good video games. When you screw up and get the bad ending, you cannot stop thinking about it.
Oh,
How
sad.
about you?
Me, I'm into a movie, The Shape of
All right.
Water by Guillermo del Toro. And I have to say,
Yeah.
after this movie, I believe in Guillermo del Toro. Like whatever he does, I believe in him. Like I did enjoy the two Hellboy movies, and I'm not sure. I don't remember much else that I've watched. But The Shape of Water, 10 out of 10, 10 movie. Not 10 out of 10, maybe 9, and excellent performances from Sally Hawkins, Doug Jones, and Michael Shannon, and everyone else in the cast. They were awesome too.
I would rate the movie 5 out of 7 fishes. Yeah, 5 out of 7 fishes. Solid.
Nash, were you in game in Crusader Kings 2?
I'm not.
It says here you are.
I'm
Okay, no
not.
matter. Let's talk about Ready Player One.
Oh, that's nice. So recently, me and Kevin just went up and we saw Ready Player One.
Yeah,
So, what did you think about it, Kev?
absolute trash. I cannot believe this movie was made. I felt that it's an insult to my family lineage. Impeccable. I cannot accept it.
Yeah, because your family lineage really depends on a bunch of what they call retro games and a bunch of indie shit games, right?
Yes. No, no. I really, really enjoyed the movie, and I've told Nash I really felt like a kid. Like when I was younger, I would take toys like from two different, let's say, Power Rangers or like a T Rex from Jurassic Park maybe, and then just like slam together. Oh, look at the Red Ranger! He's uppercut the T Rex and stuff like that. I felt like that when
Yeah.
when I was watching the movie. It was like wow. I thought it would be
Oh,
bad, but it's actually good. So kudos to Zack Penn. Zack Penn, the screenwriter. I forgot. I actually forgot the author's name.
wait, isn't Zack Penn the guy from? Oh, okay. Sorry, I was thinking of Cal Penn, the Indian dude. Okay, never mind. Zack Penn. Other
Carl
guy.
Penn. Wait, it's Zack Penn
Sorry.
and Ernest Cline. Yeah, actually, kudos to Ernest Cline. When he was younger, he probably had that same moment that I did, and probably you did too, Nash, right? Playing
About.
toys and stuff like that.
Uh,
Totally emulated in this movie, and it was so awesome.
yeah, I enjoyed the movie. I have a few criticisms. Like growing up, at least until today, I still have like toys on my like desktop table right now. I have a couple stormtroopers.
Hmm.
I have a couple like kaiju figures. But the one thing that I honestly felt, if even it was like in there for the movie for like 2 seconds, would have made the movie for me. Just like a tiny nod to like Ultraman.
Hmm.
Had that been there, I'm not even kidding. I think that would have made my day.
Come on,
Because that is something I grew up watching, and something that I grew up having action figures of, and like was fantasizing about. We used to play with those Ultraman toys all the time. If that had showed up, I think really would have kicked it into the next level for me. And ultimately, I think this is what this movie is. It's a nostalgia grab, but not in a bad way,
hmm
if you understand what I mean.
yeah,
Like there's plenty of movies that nostalgia grab and it doesn't pay off. Like the original Transformers movie was, in a sense, a little bit like it was built on the marketing. Oh, did you see Transformers as a kid? Well, you can watch it now as an adult. But this movie said that it's gonna be that, and it actually was that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
really,
speaking about
really
like
worth the money.
Ultraman, and then I'll connect to anime. I
Yeah.
noticed that there wasn't a lot of anime references, right? Except for the Akira bike.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I think that's mainly because I don't think the writer of the original book is that big of an anime fan, based on my guess.
but
Because
they,
a lot of the things that it seem to be influenced by seem to be, if you look and see, a lot of the older references tend to be things that were popular in the States in the 80s and 90s,
yeah,
less of things that were really popular now. The things that did show up that are popular now were like what? Like cameos from like the Spartans from Halo,
Tracer from Overwatch.
Tracer from Overwatch, like things that are really nail biting. But if you look, there's not that many references from like 2005 to like 2015 in a sense. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like things from that era of like gaming and like pop culture is not really that prevalent. I think I'm right in saying that lah. Like like a big part of the movie is like the Iron Giant. Okay, spoilers by the way. So we're gonna be talking about this movie in terms of spoilers. So we'll just put that in the title for any of you guys. But like when they had like guys like the Iron Giant. When did the Iron Giant even come out? I
The
don't think
final
I think it
act.
was pre-2000, right?
Oh, you're talking about yeah, 2000s. Yeah, around the early 2000s.
1999. Right. So
Yeah,
like it feels like 2000 onwards there are less references. It's more pre 2000 and post 2015. I don't know if I'm right saying that. I'll just pull up a list of like cameos in the movie just to see if there
oh,
was anything.
there's too many. Wait, actually, there's two more Japanese culture stuff: Gundam and Mechagodzilla. Totally forgot about that. The
I tell
three
you,
prominent ones.
the Gundam scene was
Awesome.
absolutely memes.
I'm not into
Like
Gundam, but that was actually awesome.
I think that was probably like I don't think like either me or Kevin are into Gundams, but I understand the culture and I like the culture
Yeah,
about it, and it
he
was
did the
just
pose
so.
and everything. It's like whoa. And then he was like, apparently that the kid, right? I read up. I was reading through Easter eggs. The ship that he was in is a ship from Firefly. You know about the series
Okay, Firefly, as in the one with the guy from Castle, is it? What's his
Puzzle.
name?
Nathan
What's the
Fillion.
guy? Yeah, Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, Nathan Fillion. Yeah, he was standing in that ship, and then he like threw out. It's like, I want to become Gundam or something like that. It's like then he turned to Gundam. Like, whoa.
Yeah, um, yeah, that's true lah. It just had so many things that were like really really entertaining in the movie, and like I just cannot. If only lah. I know it's like such a nitpick saying if only this was in the movie instead of that, but if only like they were like anime references like randomly when you like walking into an anime cafe, like you could
Nah.
have spent like say 2 minutes of them like brawling through like an anime cafe in the movie, and then like see characters like Kuroko and like Kaneki from what's the name of the show, Tokyo Ghoul, just a little bit, I think that would have made a lot of people really really hype,
Two
you know
minutes. Yeah,
yeah, like,
maybe, maybe not.
it doesn't have to be a huge thing, but then again, a lot of people who aren't exactly nerds, right? That aren't exactly into geek culture didn't enjoy the movie as much as like people like us who are actually very deep into the nerd culture. You know what I
Mm,
mean?
I kind of agree and kind of don't with you because I felt like
All right.
the people that were around me, I felt that they were really happy. Like when people were leaving the cinemas, I can see smiles in their faces. Like even the
Mm,
kids that someone said they were happily talking about the movie. It's like, oh, what's that character that looks like this? It's like to talk like asking the parents. It's like it had an effect, on the audience in the cinema. That's what I got.
mm, true. Also, I guess. I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Anyway, looking at as I'm looking at like some of the references now. One of the references I can see that is from like the 2005 to 2015 era is probably like two Gears of War actually showed up apparently.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it did.
the gun,
Thinking
the
about it, I
chainsaw
kind
gun.
of apparently did you ever play Gears of War?
Not really, but I've seen gameplay.
All right. Do you remember in Gears of War 3 there's that one character with like the cowboy cap? Forgot what is his name.
Yeah, I kind of do.
Yeah, apparently he was in the movie as well.
Oh,
Don't really recall, but
but Marcus
apparently
wasn't.
that's a thing.
Like Marcus Phoenix
No,
wasn't.
no, no, no. The older he's just a very small side character.
Wait, I think did Commander Shepard appear? It felt like it did.
Shepard, as in
Mass Effect. No,
I
right?
don't recall seeing Shepard, but I'm still going through like the list of all
Or
the
maybe
Easter
it's
eggs.
it's it's
So if I
just the
might see it, I'll
N7 logo that appeared briefly. Because I did so many Easter eggs.
yeah, there's like more than 100, man. That's insane.
Oh wait, oh,
Overall, I thought it was like okay, not to say overall. I think like the movies had a lot of like decent social commentary for today.
mhm,
Like the movie starts off with like the world being in the shits,
yeah,
and this is the one escape. In a sense, right? If you think about it, a lot of people these days are complaining, "Oh, our world's in like it's in like a bad state," or the politics in the world. We won't get into, but like the politics in the world are so topsy turvy. The world is very divided.
he also
You
went
hear,
in, like social politics aside. He also went into like technology in virtual reality and stuff like that. It was like
yeah,
it's a very good. It was very good in how it talked about it. It's it's very relevant. Like maybe give it 10, 20 years, maybe it wouldn't have such a profound effect.
hmm
Yeah, that's the
it may not age well. That is
yeah.
true. We won't know if it will age well, but I honestly felt that some of the things that were like it went through, like the ending of the movie is with the main character. What's his name? Okay, we'll do the run through of the story a bit later, but like the ending really echoed something that I actually, to a certain extent, agree with, but to a certain extent also fall victim to. Lah.
Hmm.
So, do we want to do a run through of the movie?
Yeah, sure.
So, the movie starts off. So, the name of the character is basically this character called Wade Watts. So this is set in a dystopian future, I would guess about 50 years from now, where basically there have been wars over like
It's
scarcity of
2045.
resources.
It's 2045,
2045.
Nash.
Oh, so it's not that far away.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this is what we have to look forward to in like 20 years, 30 years. So it's a world where the wars have been fought over the scarce resources like oil. I think they mentioned like the oil wars and think the bandwidth wars or something like that. So it's a dystopian post-war world, where the gap between the rich and the poor, it seems, is very wide, lah. And so is this one character called Wait What? So he lives in a poor estate area, and his life is basically him playing this video game, and this video game is basically like an online platform where you can access the whole world in a sense.
Mm.
I don't know. Can you explain it better than me? How would you put the world?
Um, it's like an maybe online. Okay, of course it's online. Virtual reality. It's like a world that you can go into. It's like a giant hub where you can. There's a lot of. It's actually quite hard to explain.
All
Mm.
right, I think I thought of a way. Okay, do you know? Imagine VR chat. So you know what VR chat
Oh my
is, right?
god. VR
So
chat's actually Ready Player One. It's a
yeah,
pseudo. It's a poor man's version of it.
yeah. So the VR chat, right? So where was I? Yeah. So VR chat. Imagine the world of VR chat, but then it's actually what you want it to be. So you get fully immersed in the world, and not only there are chat rooms, but there are places you can loot. So imagine if VR chat met World of Warcraft, basically. That's the
Hmm.
best way I can describe it. So
VR
imagine
chat.
worlds like World of Warcraft. Minecraft. That was
Yeah,
an Easter egg
Minecraft world.
yesterday. Yeah. The funny thing, Kevin's really a quiet guy, especially when we're in the theater. But when, like, in the beginning part of the movie, when they're monologuing and explaining this entire thing, which is called the Oasis, they show Minecraft world, and Kevin says out loud, "Oh my God, it's Minecraft!"
You
Bear
know
in
why?
mind, Kevin,
You know
it's
why
not
I
exactly
shouted
a
out
Minecraft.
loud?
Yeah,
Because one,
but
like I told you, I like Minecraft. I like Minecraft. And two,
yeah,
because because of the memes associated with Minecraft. It's like, oh, this is why I shouted out. It's like, oh my god, it's Minecraft.
the worst part about that is that nobody laughed when you said, "Oh my God, it's Minecraft."
Yeah, I
Everyone was just
know.
like, "What's
I
wrong
don't
with
bother.
you, dumbass?"
It's for my own. I'm laughing because I find it funny myself.
Oh God, it became so awkward because nobody else laughed. If somebody
Yeah,
else laughed, it would have been all right. It's not that bad, but
no,
nobody
it's
laughed.
not.
Oh
It's not
God.
like it's bad. It's just that holy shit! It's like they put Minecraft. It's like of course they have to because it's very big with children.
Yeah. So moving on. So it's basically a world where anything can happen, you know.
Mhm.
And basically, the premise of the story is that the creator of this world has basically put a challenge in which if you manage to complete, you get full ownership of the entire system. So you become basically the god of the oasis. You get to control what happens and what doesn't, you know.
Hmm.
And therein lies the conflict for this show. So there are a bunch of challenges that has to be undergone in order to win it. And through doing these challenges, he meets the main female protagonist. What's the main heroine of the show? So this character called Artemis,
Yeah,
right?
Samantha.
Yep. And these two people, along with his friends, try it to actually solve it. But like any good video game story, there's a bland villain that is trying to take over the thing for power and money.
Hey,
Boo.
he's actually a pretty good villain.
Here's the thing, you know why he was a good villain? Because
Why?
basically he's EA. He's fucking EA. If you think about it, they build him up as an EA. Platinum accounts, gold accounts. So basically there's this character, what's his name again? Um,
iRock,
no, the villain, the villain, the main
Nolan
villain.
Sorrento.
Yeah, so his name is Nolan Sorrento. It's already such a villainish name, you know.
Yeah, like he
So
wants to throw in like ads, like on your face kind of ads. Like no, when I saw it, it's like that's pretty relevant. That's something that's happening. Right?
mhm,
Like
yep,
like they throw in something like this, and it's like you
okay,
look at it, it's like hey, it can actually happen, right?
yep, yep.
Yeah. What else you were saying about Nolan Sorrento?
So the thing that I liked about him as a villain, right, is that he's not planning to destroy the world, or he's not planning to, like make destroy the entire platform. What he's trying to do is add ads. Basically, his plan is putting ads on the website,
To get
introducing
money.
microtransactions, and I found that so funny. You know, oh my god, oh my god. Apparently, right? I just decided to do some research on this.
Mm,
Um, Apparently, in Ready Player One, uh, the the character Iron Giant, right?
mm-hmm.
In the book, apparently it's not Iron Giant.
What?
Apparently, the main character of the Iron Giant was Ultraman.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm just looking it up now. They changed it because of a legal dispute. So I'm actually so fucking pissed
No.
right now. I'm so fucking pissed right now. This is probably the most pissed I've been in a long time. We had an opportunity to have the movie of Ready Player One with fucking Ultraman.
You know
Fucking
that like
Ultraman.
when they were fighting and everything, I whispered to you in the cinema, I was like, oh, we're basically watching Pacific Rim right now.
I honestly feel so depressed after reading this. I honestly wish they could remake the movie, right? They get the rights. they make a remake of the not to say remake the movie, just redo that scene. Just redo the Iron Giant
Yeah,
scenes.
but
You know?
the Iron Giant appears early in the film. It's like
Yeah,
Artemis walks. It's like, oh, it's like, H, you're building the Iron Giant. It's like, no, you bought
yeah.
the Iron Giant. It's like, no, I built it. Blah 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 blah.
No, just redo the scenes.
How can you
Redo those
replace the
scenes.
Iron Giant part?
There's a will, there's a way. Redo the scenes, bring it out.
I don't think
If you guys haven't figured
anyone
out
wants
by
to go
now,
back and like redo the scene. I think maybe you appear in sequel.
just to
I
let
heard you
everyone
throw
know,
something.
I'm like a huge Ultraman fan. In
Yeah.
January, I actually went to Japan, and lo and behold, just like 5 minutes away from my hotel, there's an Ultraman Expo, and I actually ended up going for it. Being like the oldest person there was a bit weird, but I still enjoyed myself so much as an Ultraman fan. I don't know. I think if Ultraman was in this movie, I think my heart would have burst.
Mm,
Yes. So so moving on, moving on.
yeah.
So where
Um.
were we? Yeah. So evil guy controls the company. Blah 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 blah. So basically, he finds a way in order to actually figure out what is what's the challenges, and he figures out all these challenges not by repetition or anything. It's number one by knowing the what's it called, the inventor of the
Halloween.
yeah, in knowing the inventor and what the inventor
Halliday.
stands
Sorry,
for.
James Halliday.
Yeah, so the inventor James Halliday, right? He's like to put it in brief terms, right? The quintessential gamer.
Mm.
Like he completely embodies what it means to be a shut-in gamer. He's socially awkward. He's nerdy. He believes video games are cool to be. Video games are cool in a sense, cooler than real life. You know,
If you
and
know, I don't know if it's true.
yeah.
In apparently James Halliday is autistic.
Um,
You there's a
I don't,
pause.
I don't want to say he's autistic, but if someone were to tell me, by the way, the character in the movie is autistic, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Like
You know?
like when I watched the first trailer for Ready Player One. Like it's like, I have died, and in the game I have hid an Easter egg. It's like, this is like,
Yeah.
if I'm looking, it's like, that's one of the worst acting I've ever seen. But when you've watched the movie, you understand his character, and totally takes it totally changes how I saw the scene, you know. And if you say that he has autism, it's like, I wouldn't be surprised, and it would be good representation for autism in the movie. But the movie didn't address it. But you know what? It's fine. It had a lot to. It had a lot of content to put into an 2 hour, 1 hour movie.
Yeah, end of the day, I think honestly, to translate a book into a movie is a very difficult thing.
Hmm.
So many books have come before, and then they've had their movie adaptation, and the movies just suck. Like the, m- I'm like a fan. I used to read Percy Jackson when I was younger, and the movies were dog shit.
Hmm.
The Hobbit, which is a fantastic book, was broken into three movies, which was way too many. Sorry,
Mm.
was it three? Yeah, it
Which one?
was three.
Mm.
Three. So that was way too many. Uh, what other things that were badly adapted? Wait, what else was horribly adapted, Kevin? Could you think of anything? Like,
Um, I don't know about Percy Jackson, but the Jackson fans aren't happy, including the author himself.
oh, the movies were bad, man. As someone who read the books, right, I was pissed, man.
Hey,
Absolutely pissed.
hey! Do you know who wrote the second movie?
Who? Night
Peter
Shyamalan?
Guggenheim.
Oh God,
Wait, is it
that
the first or
explains why it
second?
was so bad.
He was involved in one of the movies.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah.
He's gonna
So
ruin everything you love.
yeah, Mister, steal your childhood.
Green Arrow.
Anyway, um, moving on. So I like the story unfolds, and basically in the end he manages to achieve beat the major corporation and like achieve it. But I feel the underlying story was that gaming is not about like gaming and pop culture lah. It's not just gaming. Gaming and pop culture is not just about the achievements or playing it because it's hype. It's about enjoying playing the video games.
Yeah,
You know, it's not about winning. Like I think there's over a billion people in the there's like 7 billion people in the world, and quite a sizable number of us are gamers.
mhm,
Not everyone's going to be good at video games.
yeah,
Like I have PUBG, and I've had over 40 hours now, and I still haven't even won a game. I'm really bad at the game. Yet I enjoy every moment of playing it, despite losing. You know,
yeah. Anyone
sounds
anyone
kind
can
of
enjoy video games, movies, anything pop culture. Like maybe it's not including like entertainment. If someone enjoys something, they
yeah,
should just enjoy it for the sake of it, right?
yeah. And I think that gets lost in the sight of a lot of toxic communities. Like,
Mm-hmm.
for example, when,
Minecraft.
for example, Minecraft is like the worst one. You say freak on the Minecraft server once and you're out. Man,
This
they
is my
moderate like
Christian server. Don't swear on my Christian server.
the best memes. Anyway, like the other day I was playing PUBG, and granted I was playing with randoms, right? And I basically what happened was my entire team was knocked, and when I went in for the save, I got killed. You know that happens, right? And I got absolutely flamed by my teammate, man. He was just like, "Fuck off, you stupid, useless dog! How come you don't know how to play? Is it
But
like
did they
that,
really say
lah?
that?
Huh?
They didn't really
Huh?
say it.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Oh boy, dog. They even use dog.
Yeah, and I and it actually made me sad, and I stopped playing for that day. I sound like a pussy, but the shit kind of cuts deep, because I actually played really badly. You know?
I have. I think there was one time like I was really into Rocket League. Remember,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I actually stopped playing because of the toxic community. Like there was, I think I was having a really bad streak. And I
Hmm.
think I stopped because this guy is like kill yourself. You're so bad. But you know
Yeah,
what's the weird thing?
yeah.
He's the one that wasn't contributing in the match.
The thing is, the guy that cursed me out, right,
Yeah,
was the guy that died the first in my team.
yeah. It's
And
like
and from the situation I saw, it was not like he was ganged up on. Apparently, it was a 2v1 against like one guy in a house, and both my teammates died. I'm okay with that, because I'm not like I don't I'm fine with it. But that guy cussed me out for doing badly, and I'm like, man,
man, yeah. Just
you
like
know,
Ready Player One is like it makes me happy to see someone like James Halliday. He really enjoys games and he created the Oasis because he really loves games. Like
yeah,
I think even game developers who watch this movie they totally relate to this movie, because they make games because they want people to have fun. Filmmakers make films because they want people to enjoy their stories. Musicians make music because they want to and they want people to enjoy what kind of sounds, if you like, that sounds good to them and let other people enjoy it, right?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I
let
agree. I
let's talk
agree
about
100%.
key moments in the movie that really stuck with you. I think the one of the most interesting scenes. This is the Shining one.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah. I would agree with that.
like I've never watched The Shining, but I know about the twins and I know about the Here's Johnny scene too. So it's like when I
Yep.
saw the twins, like, oh my goodness, they are doing The Shining, and it was legitimately creepy, right?
Uh, I jumped in my seat, but that's more or less because of the jump scares.
Yeah, it's a jump scare. Like when the axe came in on the door, it's like, boom, boom. It's like it just went through the door. It's like, I did jump on that one, and like it's such a very good recreation. If you like, I've never watched The Shining, but it felt like I was in the movie. and seeing age going through it scared. Age is it's basically me because I'm the one in the group. Okay, it's just me
Mhm.
and you who didn't watch the movie. It's good that they put a
Yeah,
character that we relate to those who haven't watched The Shining in the film. It's pretty good.
and it's a good thing. Actually, thinking about it, in that particular scene, the character H, which
Yeah,
is like the best friend of the main character, right?
Parzival.
He, yeah.
Wait,
So like, he actually like really resembles you in the sense that he hates horror movies
I
and
don't
doesn't watch horror.
exactly hate horror. It's like I do enjoy horror, but I'm a bit selective on what I watch. Get it? But I do get scared. It's like
All
I
right.
because it's like I have to ready myself. It's like hey, we're gonna watch a horror movie. It's like if I say yes, that means I've read it myself. And
You
I
got,
came
you
in.
got. Yep,
I'm watching Ready Player One. I want
yep.
to have a fun time, and then The Shining shows up.
You didn't get a chance to lube up your butthole before you get fucked, right?
No, it's like I'm coming here to have a good time. I want to point this out to the Golden Screen cinemas. It's a cinema like the cinema
Huh?
that we have in Malaysia. I don't
Yeah.
understand why you would play horror movie trailers in a non-horror movie screening. Why? Why did you do that? Like for did a horror movie appear when we watched Ready Player One? No, right?
I don't recall.
No. But the last
I don't
three
recall.
two out of three times a horror movie appeared. Like I went and watched Tomb Raider. They had a horror film. I just went out. It's like because plus the golden screen cinemas they play trailers really loud. It's deafening. And then when I went
Yeah,
and watched The Shape of Water today,
yeah.
they were showing like the truth of that. I was like, come on, man. I want to just have a good time today. And I was like, throughout the whole movie of The Shape of Water, and I had like anxiety and he was like, something bad's gonna happen. But it did have like a small jump scare like in the Shape of Water, but it wasn't that scary. But I was like, oh, isn't that scary? It's just my anxiety acting out on me. It's because of GSC right now, right? I think I have anxiety of like a jump scare in the like, in cinemas right now because it's like, good lord, because they put the audio pretty loud. It can get pretty scary, you know. I think
Mm.
I think it's something that I had as a kid when I was younger. I was actually scared of cinemas because it's loud.
Yeah. Regarding that, right, I don't really think it's a. For me, like at least, I don't think it's a problem to watch horror trailers in a non-horror movie setting
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know. I just find it really funny that whenever they show the horror movie trailer, right, bunches of people just walk out of the theater for a while. I find that so funny.
I did that. I did that today.
Shit, man. I don't know. I just enjoy horror. I think okay, back to what we were talking about. So in terms of that, that was a pretty iconic scene.
Mm,
For me, the really iconic scene for me would be like I would guess they went in the one scene in the movie they go to a club, and when
mm.
they go to this club, I don't know, it just makes me feel a lot, like okay, so I think like most guys would understand the feeling that when you meet a girl and then for some reason you're very attracted to a particular girl, and all
Uh-huh.
your friends around you tell you, bro, don't. It's not a good idea. Bro, don't. It's a bad idea. And you're just like, no man, no man. I know what I'm doing. Let
I
me
feel
do
like
what I.
um the movie could have been better without the romance. It's like this it doesn't really have a it doesn't feel like it was important to me. It was just there, you know.
Yeah. Towards the middle, it was a bit cliche, but up to the point where it was the clubbing scene when they were at the club, I
Hmm.
just could think in my mind, so many instances where not so many instances, an instance where I liked a girl and everyone around me told me, bro, it's a bad idea. Yet I still went through with it, and I have instances of me telling my friends, bro, it's a bad idea yet. Like people just going for it, like, boy, I know what I'm doing, boy,
all
like,
the bad things in the film is because
yeah.
of Wade's fault because he spurted his name. He said his name and then game over. Then IOI is like after him and everything.
Yeah, one thing that's never really addressed after that, right, is that okay, he dies, right?
Yeah.
He dies. I mean, not he dies. Sorry, his aunt and his uncle dies,
Oh yeah.
and it's never brought up again.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. It
after
was
the
never
movie.
brought up again. It's like, oh, my aunt and step uncle, I guess, is dead. And then he didn't have even time to be sad or anything. He's like, oh, they just dead. And I get, you know what? It doesn't matter. I get to hang out with a pretty hot girl.
You know, I don't know if they were really gonna be so nonchalant about it. They should have just had like Wade Watts crying that his bodysuit was burnt in the fire. That would have been a bit more believable, you know?
Yeah, but I guess the movie had to cut out a lot of stuff. Might have
Yeah, I
been
guess
addressed in
so.
the book or something. Oh, fun fact. You know that like in the end of the movie, they form a group like into a clan because like Wade the whole deal was like, oh, Zach, I'm not in the clan and everything. And then you know what's the clan's name? Do you remember?
What?
High Five.
What was it? High five.
Yeah, you know what I was reminded of?
High five?
Yeah, High Five. When I don't know if you watched it, the show as a kid. It's an Australian kids show. It's called High
I've
Five.
heard I've heard of high five, yes,
So
and
it's
I've
like,
seen parts of high five because there are people on campus that watch it out of the sheer memes for it. But yeah,
come on, as a kid, that was one of my favorite shows. So it's like when I said we're the High Five, it's like, hey, Lamau, it's like they just said the High Five.
I tell you, this movie is really, 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 really going for those like small Easter eggs that like one guy will notice and like he'll be so happy for the rest of the movie. And then everyone will have that like one Easter egg that they'll walk out like, I saw that, and probably less people saw that than me. You know?
Mm. To be honest, I felt I was a bit too. I might be a bit distracting in the movie. Me because I was like, ooh, it's like they showed that, they showed this.
Okay, so Kevin hates the fact that in movies people talk. But for some reason, whenever he watches a movie with me, right, we end up talking so much during the movie. I know it's like really bad etiquette, but we just can't help but make jokes about the movie at times.
Yeah,
Like there's so many memes to be had in like this movie where you should go watch it with a friend. For anyone who's listening, go watch it with a friend and just enjoy talking about the memes in the movie. There's
yeah.
so many good
I I
memes.
I feel that this is definitely a movie you
Yep.
you have to watch with someone because it's like it's something that you have to experience with your friends. Like, look at that. Do you see it? It's our favorite game. Or it's like, look at that. That's the game that we really hate, and it's in
If only they had like a No Man's Sky reference in there, that would be beautiful.
it. It would be really funny.
They wouldn't even have to like go into deeply what No Man's Sky is. They just have to say, "Oh, this is a procedurally generated world, and there's so many things to do in it. It's fucking empty. No, it's full of everything." If they had
Yeah,
just done that, that would have been great, man. Don't you think?
yeah. But there were so many things they could have put in, but it's already very, very packed.
Mm, okay. I don't know. I just cannot wait. I just cannot wait for like the next movie to entertain me the amount that this movie did. I don't think there should be a sequel to this movie. I
It's
think we
gonna
were
be
talking about
it's
this before we went on air.
I'm not sure if it's inevitable, but I don't think it's been earning that much. It only has like 241 mil out of 175 mil budget.
But when was the release date?
29 March. Okay, it's still relatively new. Yeah, it's still
Give it two
pretty new.
weeks. Give it 2 weeks. If it doesn't break like Sorry, how much was it? Uh,
175, and it
yeah,
made
if it doesn't break
240.
400 million, then probably it won't get a sequel. Oh, I
Yeah.
just found an article. Everything VR chat gets right, that Ready Player One gets wrong.
Okay, go through it. Go through it. Oh wait, just
Uh,
send it to me. I'll read it with you.
oh god, that sounds so funny.
Yeah, it's like
Like,
if you
VR
think
chat
about it,
is like
VR chat is it's our Ready Player One.
here's the thing. I don't know anyone that uses VR chat, but I spoke to someone on Reddit recently about it, and he said it was fun. And it's something I don't expect to hear. But imagine if, like, 20 years, 10 years from now, everyone's like, yeah, the grandfather of gaming, VR chat, the game that changed the world.
If you think
Oh
about it,
god,
right? Ready Player One, if it really exists, like the Oasis, it really exists. I tell you,
yeah.
the meme room, it's gonna be the hottest.
Hmm.
You don't need a Doom world. You don't need that. You just need a meme world. I tell you, that place is gonna be so trash. I tell you,
Oh, okay, okay. Let me just read this one. What's it called?
article.
Excerpt from this article.
Yeah,
The biggest disconnect between Ready Player and One and VR Chat is the idea that everything in Oasis is organized and flows with the same natural moral guidance that walks us through our own lives.
yeah.
VR Chat's most well-versed visitors avoid public servers because they know it's going to be nothing but a sea of Ucandle, Knuckles, Echidnas, and anime characters using vile or sexually explicit language just to get a rise out of people. I think that's probably the best two lines in this entire article. I
It's
honestly think
definitely
it's
gonna
the
happen. Yeah,
best two
everyone is
lines.
actually pretty nice in Ready Player One. You know, like when the scene when Wade was like he was popular, and then everyone was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's like they all mug him and everything. Everyone was pretty nice actually.
If
There were
only a
no
Ugandan
trolls.
Knuckles, if only a Ugandan Knuckles came up to him and says,
Do you know the way?
"No that way."
Do you know the way?
Oh god, that would have been beautiful.
Oh my god, if they've done that. Oh my gosh. But it was, I think the
A
movie
stupid
was
game
way
changer.
into production, and there's no
Yeah.
way they could put it in.
And the Oscar goes to Ready Player One.
What do you feel? Oh, you know the no, like
You know
they
what
play
you know
clips
what
for
the
the
because everyone
nominations.
doesn't like watch like all these award shows anymore. You
Yeah.
know what award category should they open up to be stay relevant?
What?
Meme of the year.
Oh my god, no way.
And then like all the memes from movies and the unintentional ones as well.
You know,
So like imagine all those people would watch that scene more than movie of the year. You know
I will hate and love that category at the same time because
exactly.
it's gonna. Oh, I don't know. Yeah,
It was,
I'm cringing but in the back of my head it's like, it's like
and
it's
you know what they
pretty
should
good.
do?
It could
And you
be
know what
good.
they should do? They should do a full feature write up on how they judge the categories with like, say lah, they get like a panel of expert judges, and you know who they put the expert judges? Like PewDiePie to do his meme review. Go and put like the Funhouse guys, put like a drama, like what's the guy from drama, like Killer Keemstar from drama, like put these kind of people to handle it. That would be beautiful.
Okay,
Imagine.
you heard it first here, folks. Our podcast for the end of the year, if we're still doing it, it's gonna be
Yeah.
about memes. The memes of 2018.
2018 meme review.
2018. We
Ah,
meme
2018 meme
review.
memoriam. The meme memoriam.
Meme memoriam. Meme memoriam.
Yes, we have to do that.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway, back to Ready Player One.
Yeah.
I don't think it's something that's that far off. Like VR is already a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would say give it 15 years. In 15 years, how old will you be, Kev? I'll be 34.
That'll be 35.
Will we be too old to play video games? I don't think
No,
so.
come on. Wait,
You're never too old to play
uncle
video
was
games.
playing the in the overseas.
But let's be honest, when
What?
he was playing video games, it was like the joke, this old man who's playing video games and taking it too seriously.
Yeah. Oh
You
yeah,
know?
I was just reminded of the because in the beginning of the movie there was like this girls do the strip pole dancing.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
I'm
Oh
surprised they
my
put
god.
something like that in this movie, you know.
I think it was funny. I think it had a place.
Yeah, it was like Paul dancing. He's like, whoa, hey.
And I think, yeah, I said, recalling that, you bring me back to the beginning of the movie where I feel like the first thing I realized about the movie, right, before I realized if it was good or bad, was that the first thing that me and Kevin were like, all right, the soundtrack for this movie is perfect. Because they played like music that people really recognize with pop culture and like the pop culture nerd culture,
You
like the
got the
first song.
touch. Dun, dun, dun. You
Yeah,
got the
I
power.
actually came home, right, and I was actually listening to it because it was like so many, like, I was listening to it and I was like, oh, you know, that's pretty
Yeah,
cool that featured that
yeah.
song,
You
right?
told me it's like you were laughing when the song played. It's like, is it? Then looked at you and said, is it because of Transformers, the Transformers movie? Then you look at me and it's like, yes.
Not really the Transformers movie, but it's the fact that I watched it as a kid.
Yeah, same.
I watch like I'm one of the few people that I had like a Cartoon Network as a kid, and I
Mm.
used to watch like the old Transformers on TV. So before the movie came out, when I heard the movie was coming out, I got so excited.
I think
You
I
know,
have a DVD copy of it right now of the
uh,
movie. You know, I watched it back a few years ago, and I would
mhm.
say the Transformers cartoon it's very campy. It's actually very campy. It's very
I
campy. It's very campy,
what
but still
mhm.
better than the Transformers. I don't know if I've mentioned it on the podcast before, but my my bar of movies for bad movies, it's it's either better than Transformers 4 or worse than
Mhm.
Transformers 4. If you're worse than Transformers 4, then that movie has reached a new low.
Um, for me, the worst movie ever is still Hercules. Not the Rock one, not the movie with the Rock. There's
Wait,
one with the
no, the
Rock.
cartoon one?
No. Wait. I'll say okay. So wait, let me just find it. So there's this one movie. I think it was released in like 2014. And basically, it's probably the worst iteration of Hercules I've ever seen.
The
Wait,
2014 one is the Dwayne Johnson one.
there was another one released in the same week, I think.
What? The Son of
I know it.
Zeus? No, that's 2016.
Wait,
What?
wait, wait.
No, there's no other
The
movie.
Legend. Okay, yeah, 2014, The Legend of Hercules. So there's the Hercules movie, which is the Rock, and there's the Legend of Hercules. And my God, is the movie bad? On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 3%.
Hey, Liam McIntyre is in it.
Bro, it's probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I felt like dying.
You know the Liam oh, that's why I recognize his name because he was in Spartacus.
Oh yeah. Well, look. Now I know where his career went down the toilet. My God,
2014.
he was bad, man.
Oh, I thought it would. You know, I was about to be get angry because you were saying that the Hercules film is bad. Like, oh, the Disney one, this is like one of my favorite films. I
you,
watched it
you
on
you were
repeat
ready to
as a
have a
kid.
debate, is it?
What?
You were ready to have a debate against me, is it?
Yes. Come on, that's classic. That movie is a classic for me in my heart.
Yeah, so this movie actually did well in the the award in terms of awards during the Golden Raspberry Awards, which is the most prestigious awards. It was nominated for Worst Picture, Worst Prequel, Worst Actor, Worst Actress, Worst Director, Worst Screen Combo, and I'm telling you now, the screen combo is probably the best list of screen combo ever. So the screen combo is not like the main character and the main actress. It's Kellen Lutz and either his abs, his pecs, or his glutes.
Uh-huh. Wait, which year
Basically,
is
short
this?
statement about 2014. The movie was released very closely towards. Okay, no, it wasn't released very close. It was released 6 months earlier. No, it released 6 months later than the other Hercules.
I'm looking at the Raspberry Awards. The worst picture, the nominated for worst pictures were Saving Christmas. Left Behind, The Legend of Hercules, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Transformers: Age of Extinction. Dude, it came out the same year. The Transformers 4, yeah, Transformers 4 and The Legend of Hercules.
Well, it just goes to show shit movies come together in a bunch.
But I don't know what the hell is Saving Christmas and Left Behind. Gonna take a
Uh,
quick look.
oh god, I'm
Oh,
trying to
it's a
look
Nicolas
now.
Cage film.
Uh,
Left Behind is Nicolas Cage. American apocalyptic thriller. It's a reboot of the Left Behind series. Not gonna read through it. Saving
alright,
Christmas. Saving Christmas.
alright.
Yeah,
We can talk about the Golden Razzie some other time. But
like,
back to I think let's do a bit of our closing remarks on it.
yeah.
So today's gonna be a bit of a shorter podcast. So like overall, I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it did a very good job of basically properly giving uh, gaming fans a good movie to write home about.
Hmm.
I think this is if it's considered a movie about a gaming movie, right? I would say it's the best gaming movie of all time. It's definitely better than like Assassin's Creed and Tomb Raider, which recently just came out as well.
Hmm.
You know, is there
Yeah.
anything else that you think that's better than it?
No, I would I would say that Ready Player One it would be counted as a video game film. Can maybe not really, more like a pop culture film. It totally nails it. It
Yeah.
gets video games and pop
For,
culture.
yeah, like from what we heard, like pre the movie, the movie is overhyped. I heard a lot of people like tempering expectations of this movie because the book is like apparently I haven't read it myself, so I don't not 100% sure, but apparently the book is like really messy and very incoherent and it has shoehorned a lot of references in.
Hmm.
This movie managed to balance everything perfectly and also have a bit of an emotional punch towards the end, you know.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, lah, it's a movie that I don't mind buying on Blu-ray, even though I don't have a Blu-ray player, you know,
Mm.
just to have it in my collection. Something that's just that good, you know.
Yeah. Mm.
How about you,
Ready
man?
Ready Player One. Like I've mentioned at the beginning of this podcast,
Hmm.
it's something that totally relates to my childhood. It totally I totally feel that I'm young again, and it brought that spark of like imagination. And I would say I felt inspired. Like I'm gonna join what's it called? A short film competition. I already had in mind, but because of that movie, I felt really inspired. I don't know what happened, but I just felt so inspired to really start working on it.
That's really great, dude.
Yeah,
I
it's like
haven't been I wasn't that affected by the movie as much as you were, but I'm happy to know that it affected you in such a like beneficial way.
I think it was a chain of events. Like because of uh because I didn't watch the Oscars, but I watched Guillermo del Toro's acceptance speech when
Yeah.
The Shape of Water won Best Picture. He said something along the lines of it's like um it's the people out there, the young people around the world who know what they're doing, and they'll be the ones who are changing the film industry. He said something like that. When I was watching that, it's like, wow, Guillermo,
Hey
you
man,
really
hey
touched
man,
me.
you're talking to me? You
Yeah,
talking to me?
yeah, because he was like crying and everything. Because and he won. He said that anyone can be a filmmaker. Because I think I was touched because he's like Mexican, you know. I think,
Yeah.
and he broke into the American market and stuff like that. And so it's like I'm watching as me, someone from Malaysia. It's like, wow, that's pretty inspiring. And also like I think I also learned that you know Chris Evans, right?
Hmm.
You know Evans actually has an anxiety problem,
Yeah,
and
I think I've heard of that. Yeah.
I watched the video about it. It's like it was pretty inspiring. It's like he had to get through all of the anxiety, and he actually didn't want to play Captain America. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
You,
yeah.
you know, yeah. I think it's pretty good in the sense that also, if you think about it, right, um, this kind of movie actually will motivate a lot more people to actually accept. Because right now, gaming is in the acceptance stage, where more people are accepting. Okay, it's pretty cool to play video games,
Hmm.
at least in the male side of things. But I don't know. I just have hopes that soon it will be an accepted thing, where when we were growing up, it was still like, oh, kids play video games. Why are you, when you're older, you'll stop playing video games, kind of like that.
Yeah.
And I still have friends, these like Kevin and I have mutual friends who still think that way. But it's
Yeah.
good to see slowly things are changing,
Yeah.
and
If you want to play games, whatever, it- it's something that you like to do in your pastime.
yeah, and that is something I really look forward to seeing in the future, whether it's accepted. And if even if this movie can contribute slightly to that, I think this movie has succeeded well beyond its like wildest goals now.
Mhm. On that,
So
I think on that high note, let's wrap this up. Ready Player One, we both agree it's an inspiring film for people who are in pop culture and and so on,
yep,
right?
yep, I'll give it 8 memes out of 10.
I'll give it a Minecraft out of 10. Minecraft World out of 10.
What 5 diamond pixels out of 7?
All right. So this is the end of the podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. We are
All right,
just talking to the void.
all right. See ya. Bye.
Bye.